Voters in the Midwestern U.S. state of Kansas have rejected a ballot initiative that could have threatened the practice of abortion. AP's Mike Garcia has that story.
In the first test of U.S. voter sentiment on abortion rights since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June, voters in Kansas protected the right to an abortion in the Sunflower State. Voters rejected a measure that would have allowed the Republican-controlled Kansas legislature to tighten abortion restrictions or ban it outright. In Michigan,
Thank you.
Donald Trump-endorsed conservative commentator Tudor Dixon won the Republican primary for Michigan governor. That sets up a November general election showdown with Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. In Missouri, Trudy Bush Valentine beat 10 candidates in the Democratic U.S. Senate primary, but she'll be the underdog against Republican Attorney General Eric Schmitt in November in the race for retiring Roy Blunt's U.S. Senate seat. I'm Mike Garcia.
Pat Cipollone, the former White House counsel to former President Donald Trump, has been subpoenaed to testify before a federal grand jury investigating efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Cipollone testified last month before the Special Congressional Committee investigating the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. The New York Times says the Justice Department has formed two grand juries, one to hear testimony about Trump's efforts to prevent a false slate of electors from states he clearly lost to Democrat Joe Biden, and the other focusing specifically on January 6, when a mob stormed the Capitol to prevent lawmakers from certifying Biden's electoral victory. The New York Times says it is not clear which grand jury has called Mr. Cipollone to testify. The U.S. Senate will vote Wednesday on whether to allow Finland and Sweden to become members of NATO. Approval of the two nations to join the Western Military Alliance has broad bipartisan support in the Senate. Finland and Sweden had previously been unaligned, but both reversed course after Russia's invasion of Ukraine back in February. All 30 NATO members must agree to the addition of new members. Russia's TASS news agency says Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov will visit Myanmar on Wednesday. His trip will be one of the most high-profile visits to the Southeast Asian country since the military seized power in a coup last year. Myanmar's junta has faced isolation and sanctions from many Western countries since ousting the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi and launching a bloody crackdown on dissent, but its ties with Russia have remained friendly. Mexico's Attorney General says it has opened several lines of investigation against former President Enrique Peña Nieto. Tuesday's announcement comes several weeks after the country's anti-money laundering agency accused the former leader of handling millions of dollars in possibly illegal funds. According to a statement from the Attorney General's office, Peña Nieto is under investigation for election-related crimes tied to money laundering and illicit enrichment. The U.S. Justice Department says it is seeking possession of a Venezuelan cargo jet that has been grounded in Argentina since early June. The Boeing 747 jet was previously owned by an Iranian airline that allegedly has ties to terror groups. The request to Argentina on Tuesday came a day after an Argentine judge allowed 12 of the plane's 19 crew members to leave the country as authorities continue to investigate possible terror ties of those traveling aboard the plane. The remaining 4 Iranians and 3 Venezuelans were ordered to stay. The case has raised attention in several South American countries amid allegations the plane was a cover for Iranian intelligence operations in the region. Iran and Venezuela vehemently denied those claims. Repeating our top story, voters in the Midwestern U.S. state of Kansas have rejected a ballot initiative that could have threatened the practice of abortion in that state. Voters were asked to choose whether to remove abortion protections from the state constitution. If the measure had passed, the Republican-controlled legislature could have approved new laws to either restrict or outright ban the procedure. The referendum was the first of its kind since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision back in June, which legalized abortion nationwide. Several states across the U.S. have since enacted laws that have largely banned abortion.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.